Pakistan is a terror state, and that is a fact. And now, with the FATF meeting set to conclude today, Islamabad is trying to save face with what it calls compliance on anti-terror tasks. Pakistan has presented a set of actions that have been taken against the proscribed terrorists on its soil. Interestingly, Pakistan says that the accounts and assets of all the UN-designated terrorists have been frozen, but that is far from different from the realities on the ground. Now, these men have all been involved in terror attacks, and they operate freely. These are not actions, but Pakistan's ploy to prevent from being blacklisted. Pakistan conveniently continues to evade questions on Dawood and his assets. His properties remain operational, unseized and unfrozen. Now, there has never been a lockdown in terror factories of Pakistan. No slowdown in their business, no cash crunch. Still, Pakistan wants to avoid being put onto the FATF blacklist. WION has spoken with several international affairs experts to bring you a wider understanding of how the world looks at Pakistan and its shortcomings in implementing the protocol laid down by the FATF. Listen in.
It conceivably could help. I think lots of factors go into this kind of decision. The thing to bear in mind, as you're well aware, is that Pakistan has been a bad actor in terms of terrorism, not just regarding India, but certainly India more than any other country for years or even decades now. Will this tip the balance to make a decision to reclassify Pakistan, to really put a definite brand on it of an international terrorist actor? It's conceivable. I can't promise that. I don't know what, because many factors go into this kind of decision. So this adds weight to that deliberation, whether it's the conclusive information that pushes the decision over the top, we'll have to see. Again, because even though Pakistan has been known to be a bad actor regarding terrorism for years and decades, there are often other foreign policy, intelligence, military considerations that go into such decisions. When you say more, if you mean more should be done, you mean militarily, I'd be very hesitant about that, extremely hesitant, because one act can lead to another, can lead to reciprocation, could lead to escalating beyond both countries' control. Will this provide an incentive for Pakistan to change its conduct? Perhaps, but Pakistan has acted in what it perceives as its own interest. I don't think it's its own interest to support terrorism, or at least to condone terrorism from its soil for, as I said, years or decades now. Whether even something like this will change its conduct, I just don't know. It remains to be seen. It could help, but I can't promise. I don't think anyone can predict for sure how Pakistan's government will react regarding a step such as this. Whether it will bring about the desired conduct in Pakistan, we simply can't be sure.
Well, I don't know what other evidence they do need, but I mean, clearly these videos show that these actors are operating freely, speaking in public. I've read the translation of what they were saying, and it's clear that they are advocating violence in Kashmir and other places, Mumbai. We all remember the terrible events of November 2008 in Mumbai, and nobody wants to see those repeated. And it seems like that's exactly what these people are calling for. Well, I think in this case, blacklisting is probably the ultimate option. There are always different options that any government or any super governmental agency can take, more kind of sanctions, the constant buildup of evidence that shows this is happening, maybe in some cases it shames them into changing their behavior without blacklisting. But blacklisting is obviously the ultimate hammer that you can use to say, the world community can say, we don't tolerate this anymore.
the evidences are there. Conclusive means very little, because there are plenty of evidences that Pakistan is playing this game. The point are not the evidences. The point is, does somebody wants to use these evidences? Because the will is the key point, and the will is a political will. It has very little to do with what Pakistan is or is not doing. The money laundering is there. The terrorist groups are there. They are collecting money. Anyway, they are collecting money. They've been collecting money all these times. WION has evidences. I've been writing extensively on this because I gather information from locals. So it goes on. But the point is not this. The evidences are there for whoever has the will to use them. The key point is the political will.